right, this is going to be a special report, everybody. It's not just a cop-out. I know I've done a couple of them in a row now, and I apologize for that, but, I'll get back to the normal show, but this is kind of a special scenario, and I figured you guys would want to check it out with me. So, as far as what I'm doing, you can tell I'm in my car and driving. And you probably can also hear that it sounds a little different. I've realized that I do a lot of podcast recording when I'm driving. So I was going to go ahead and purchase one of the nice Shure microphones for home, but they're about $130 or so. I can find, a refurb one or something. I think brand new, they're like almost $400, but you can get the refurb or the ones where the Shure name is not on it, but it's still made by Shure for about $120 or so if you look around online. Long story short, I was all set to do that, but then I realized, no, dude, you need to be able to record on the go better. So that's what we're doing here. I purchased the DJI mini mic setup. And it comes with one mic and one receiver. And then it also works with the mic and with the system that I have with my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So that's nice. So that's why I was attracted to it. And, to get this microphone and this setup to work with my Zoom H6, pardon me if you're hearing all those sounds, I apologize. Was only, this thing was like less than $50. I think it was $45 for this microphone and receiver. And I can just keep it in my bag with my Zoom H6 and boom, there we are. So the reason that I'm doing a special report is a couple different things. But primarily, I am headed right now to get a big load of those webcams. I know I've talked to you about them before. Sold them before, but my source reached out to me and said he has 27 of them for $30 each, and it's a lot of money. That'll be the biggest that I've invested into something like this all at once ever. I've never spent that much money at once for stuff that I'm going to resell. Now I know they'll sell. I've sold every one I've ever had, and this should be no different. So kind of cool. I'm excited to pick all these up, but I wanted to bring you guys along for the ride, and I wanted to try out the new system too here, recording this episode. So hopefully you guys are totally groovy with that. I'm sure you are. And if you're not, I can't really hear you anyway. So there you go. The other thing I want to talk about is my glasses. I got my Evan Realities G2B glasses, and I have the R1 ring, and I've been using them. And, the possibilities are endless with these things. You can't, they don't have a camera, which I would like a camera so that it could identify things I'm holding up. The audio aspect to them, I don't really need. It's kind of nice to be able to listen to music or podcasts when you just have your glasses on, but that's more of a luxury. That's the big difference between me and other people that are out there buying these smart glasses, and specifically all the resellers that are using them to shoot resale videos of. Nothing wrong with that. I've shot stuff too with my Metas, but I want to use these as a tool to help me when I'm out in the field, searching for things to purchase to resell. And that's my ultimate goal with them. And Meta AI sucks. Now, I've heard the new version that's coming out, or I think it has come out to some people that have the Metas. I heard it's a lot better, but I haven't even opened mine up to see, because these blow that out of the water. The built-in Evan AI that comes with it is ChatGPT, okay? And then you can also switch to, like I can switch to Perplexity, which I have on my phone. I could use that if I'd rather. So when I would say the phrase or whatever to wake up the AI, it would just answer through Perplexity through Evan AI. Right now, it answers through ChatGPT through Evan AI. So there's that aspect to them. The other aspect is, first time I had them on and I asked about an item, a specific make and model of something, it immediately got back to me with an answer, and it showed up in my lenses. That's what I'm after, you know? Now, there's a lot of other possibilities with them because there is a whole Evan hub now where people are making apps for these glasses. And with the advent of different forms of AI and with the OcuClaw, right, is what the guy calls it. But with the claws that are out there for AI, there's that whole aspect. So somebody made OcuClaw for Evan Reality's glasses for the G2s. And yeah, it's a claw that you can set up and do exactly what it is I'm talking about. You can do anything with it, really. But what I'm looking for, I'll be able to do it with ease. So there's that. Yeah, I got to go by the ATM here. So bear with me for a moment. But yeah, so that's a possibility as well. So really, unlike other things, the possibilities are endless on these deals. So, but yeah, so I will be able to, with the assistance of some people who know a little bit more about coding and stuff, which there's lots of people out there ready to help and willing to help, I will be able to create this deal specifically for what it is I'm trying to do. And what's even cooler is I'm going to be able to do it so that I can take a picture with my phone, and then I can go ahead and have OcuClaw fetch the last picture and go out and look this up and give me specific data about the item. That's pretty freaking slick. So it will be using my phone, and anytime you're wearing smart glasses, your phone is working in conjunction with your glasses. Same thing with watches and any accessories like that. They always work with your phone. Your phone's the main computer, basically. So, yeah, pretty slick. I'm pretty excited about it. And I really think it's going to be a really positive thing for, the future when it comes to reselling. I think that it's really going to be a huge deal for me. Sorry, I'm trying to look this up too, man. This has been insane. This was last second on this deal, and I wasn't planning on this tonight. And I talked to him. He's been really busy, and I've been busy too. And so it's just one of those things where you got to kind of roll with the punches. So, yeah, that's the Evan Reality's glasses have already worked for what I need. And the other cool thing is we went sourcing on Saturday. My wife and I, we got up nice and early. There was a garage sale in Lawrence that I had seen, and it looked like they had some stuff that we would definitely be interested in reselling. Granted, Lawrence is a little ways away, but this Saturday also happened to be record store day. So I was set to go meet my buddy anyway. And so my wife came with me, and we just went and hit that garage sale first thing in the morning. And then we went down to record store day and waited in line a little bit to get our entry times. And that kind of sucked. We pulled a really late entry time. Look, it's not Taylor Swift's fault that her fans ruined record store day. It's not her fault. But her fans ruin record store day. Seriously. Someone needs to talk to her and just beg her, please, could you please have your own record store day? You're really that big of a deal. And I mean, that would be great because the line, I think I took pictures. I'll have to put the picture up, but it was insane. Anyway, my buddy and I, he had an album that I was buying from him. So we went and picked that up he had it in his vehicle, and that was that. And then my wife wanted to look around at a few stores there, and we did. And then I went into the record store. I could go in, I just couldn't buy the record store day stuff until my set time. So whatever. But I went back in the record store, and she came in a little while later, and I ended up buying a very expensive record. I think it's the most I've spent on a record also for a single album, not a double album or even a box set. Yeah. But anyway, I have it, and I love it. So there you go. But yeah, in the world of resewing, let me get back into that since that's what this is about. Yeah, I'm just excited. And after we went to that record store day, we did hit a new thrift store we saw there in town. We stopped by that. It was a bust because their asking prices were absurd. And that kind of is the way, man. Thrift stores have kind of ruined things. And I know some people say, you guys ruined thrift stores for reselling. And I've had people say that to me. And I'm like, wow, man, it's really cute that you think that I'm that big of a deal. I could ruin all thrift stores. But the way I look at it is, hey, I'm just another person in there buying things, right? The thrift store is not going to lose any money by me coming in there and purchasing things for resale. And look, it's also free. This is a free country. I mean, we're free to do these things. That's what I mean by free. Nothing's free in a thrift store. But I'm not doing anything wrong. You're not going to be able to convince me that I am. So piss off, you know? But while we were at that thrift store, we came out to get back in the car, and we were getting ready to head home. And we looked across the street, and there was a big-ass garage sale. And it was big. They had a lot of stuff. There was a lot of people stopped there. And we said, well, I mean, why not? So we went over there, and we got a lot of stuff, and it was only $7 for everything. So I even found some things just for me. I'm not going to resell. You know, they had a lot of stuff on hand, and there were a lot of people there. They had a lot of junk too, but they had a lot of stuff you could pick through and find some gems in there, you know, if you really take the time. And I did find a few, and we'll be reselling those. So pretty cool. We ended up doing really well. And I'm sure everything we got from that first garage sale, even though he was a little bit overpriced also, will sell just fine. And we'll make profits off all that stuff. But yeah, it was interesting. But the cool thing I was going to tell you is, and this has nothing to do, again, with reselling. But when we were getting ready to go in for record store day, I made a list that comes up on my glasses as I'm there. So when I'm looking through the records, I can make sure that I'm looking for all the ones that I have. Instead of having to pull the phone out, I can just bring it up in front of my eyes and then check them off as I find them, you know. So that was kind of cool. I can see using that for a lot of things. That do have to do with resale. Like I say, these glasses, the possibilities are endless with them. And the other cool thing about these glasses is that they look like glasses. They don't look like I'm wearing a giant's glasses. They don't look like I'm a little kid wearing adult glasses that are huge, like the Metas did. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the Metas. They're fine and everything, but they're huge. These don't look like that. They don't have that appearance. And the cool thing also is the glasses and the ring for these, you only have to charge it every few days. You don't have to charge it every night or even every 4 hours. Like, I didn't have to do it 4 hours with the Metas, but I did have to probably about every 6 to 7 hours. And I don't have to do that, man. I can wear these all day for 2 days and then put them in the charging case before I go to bed. The thing about these Evan Realities glasses also is they are so well constructed. Now, if you've listened to the Dad Snark podcast, you've already heard me talk about this, but if Apple were to make smart glasses, and I believe Apple is making smart glasses, this is what they would be like. They would be made out of all these nice materials. They would be made with, you know, high-end metals and high-end everything. And that's what these are made with. They're really, really high quality. The presentation of the packaging and stuff is very Apple-like, really high quality, smooth looking, a pleasure to open and to see. The aesthetics of it are amazing. The ring is incredible as well. It looks like a smart ring, that people are wearing. And it does that too. It does keep track of all that stuff. I've heard that the steps and stuff are off a little bit, but I don't fall for the whole step thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But it does monitor me when I'm sleeping, and it does check your heartbeat and all that stuff. It's a smartwatch, but it's on my finger. And in addition to that, I'm able to control what I see in my lenses with it. I just turned them on just now. It's just a double tap and boom, there it is in front of me. And I can navigate through it, and it's crazy. It really is crazy. I had my son put them on because I'd been talking about them, and my wife and my daughter just weren't getting it. But I had my son put them on, and I said, okay, check this out. And he doesn't have the same prescription as me. I'm not sure if his is worse or mine is, but they're just different. But then when I turned it on, he was like, holy cow. And I was like, yeah, exactly, dude. That's what these do. That it looks like there is a floating HUD screen in front of you, and it's different levels too. There's 3 dimensions added to it, so you can put menus on top of the existing items that are on screen already. It's nuts. It's really nuts. And people are coming up with some really cool apps for them too. They already have like solitaire and Tetris and chess and games, which I'm not too interested in. But they do have a Spotify app that I have, and you tie it directly to your Spotify account through an API, and then you can, when you're playing something, you can bring this up, and it will show you the album art. It'll show you the name of the song. It'll show you the artist. It'll show you how much time is left in the track that you're playing. And then on top of that, it also displays the lyrics in time with what you're listening to, which is nuts. You could be listening to it on anything. It's nuts. I really can't say enough great things about these glasses and just where things are going in this respect. They're exactly what I was after. Again, I would love to be able to have a camera to identify objects like that, but then again, I also understand that the idea of cameras on smart glasses freaks out some people. So I really I don't need a hassle over my glasses because somebody thinks that I would be recording them, which I wouldn't because I don't know who they are, so it's not important to me. But yeah, I don't need that kind of hassle with someone. So no problem. I'm going to sell my Meta frames. Someone will buy them. I won't get anywhere near what I paid for them, of course, because I have actual prescription lenses in them too. But yeah, I'll still make some money to put towards these puppies. And I do believe I still have a couple pairs of Lucid glasses as well. I don't know. I cannot remember if I sent those back to them. I really don't recall. If I did, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. I've got so much stuff I can sell. These things are more than paid for, so it's no big deal. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing, guys. I'm on the way to pick these up. I'm going to turn around and sell them. Probably, have them listed already. Probably will sell some before I even get home with them. And yeah, it'll be another moneymaker for us. Everything that I've gotten from this gentleman has worked that way. And it's been really nice. I had one situation where I had a return, but other than that, and the funny thing is, when I returned those, I checked everything out to make sure it was all right, and I put them back up for sale, and they sold within about 4 minutes. So, because they were still new, just open box, and one of my previous customers saw them and bought them immediately. I was actually getting ready to send an email out to all my previous customers who bought those, and I didn't even get a chance to do that. He already purchased them. So pretty cool stuff. And I'm hoping the same goes on with these cameras, because they really will sell for good money, and we'll definitely make a good bundle off of them. But I appreciate you guys listening. I will have a regular episode up next time, I promise, and I'll go over some sales, probably sales of all these cameras I'm going to pick up. I'll have those. I'm sure I'll have stories about those. I'll have some other stuff that we've sold recently. I'll have other stuff about reselling in general. So hang tight, keep listening. I'll have more for you soon. I appreciate you. You guys take it easy, and I'll catch you in a couple weeks. Go listen to the latest Dad Snark podcast. It's really a good one. And I will see you in the near future. Thank you.